Welcome, welcome. Great to hear the news. Australia's an amazing place, but the NBA is pretty bloody awesome. Why have you decided to come home?
A number of reasons. I don't think you got a long enough show for me to explain them all. But just quickly, time is right. Obviously, the NBL was in a position that I could even have this negotiation with them. 13 years in the NBA, I think, is enough. I'm stuck to probably 1 year deals if I do go back, and if you get traded, you've got 48 hours to report to the next city. You leave your family wherever they were, and they usually catch up to you a couple of weeks later once you've found an apartment or a house. So I've got an 18-month-old about to have another one in July. I just want my kids to have some stability in their lives and be able to see me every day, and that all played into the decision.
You obviously could have picked any team in Australia, including coming to Melbourne, which is your hometown. Why did you decide to go for Sydney?
Well, Melbourne was very, very close. I'm not going to lie. There were negotiations there that got very, very close. But, there were some things that I wasn't happy with the United deal right at the end. And Van Groningen had obviously begged to present their case. And I just thought it was a better fit for me. The people that they have running this club right now, I'm saying this honestly, it was a world-class negotiation. And the back and forth that we had was very positive, and we got a deal done.
What sort of feedback have you had from the NBL, Andrew? Because it feels to me like it's going to be a massive intrusion. Maybe it's going to feel a bit like Dustin Martin rolling up to Auskick for a game, you know?
Well, I'm up there in age, so I'm on the back foot a little bit. There's a lot of young guys that are very, very quick in this league, so I'm going to have to use some of my strength and holding and some dirty old tricks to try to keep up with them. But, yeah, it's been great. It's been a long time since I can remember without tooting my own horn where the NBL's had this kind of coverage. We are looking for TV rights there in the NBL, so you can all put in a word with your bosses. It'd be much appreciated.
We've got a bit of spare change lying around, don't we?
You've got no sport neither right now, I don't think. Lost it all.
It's a massive vote of confidence to the NBL, there's no doubt about it. After a really great year, a great season as well, do you think this might inspire other Aussies maybe to come home and play in the NBL? There's plenty of them. I know Joe Ingles is in career best form, but maybe in a year or two, blokes like that might come back and play as well?
Yeah, not a year. I don't think a year or two. Joey's got 3 or 4 years left on his deal, but confidentially, I'm not going to mention names. There are a couple of guys who have already texted me and asked how it all went, how professional was it, and that they would definitely consider doing it towards the end of their career as well.
Were they Aussies or was it LeBron?
Oh, no, they were Aussies, yeah. No,
okay.
We'd rather Joey than LeBron, wouldn't we?
yeah, absolutely. It's hard to talk about Aussie basketball at the moment without mentioning Ben Simmons. I mean, he's absolutely killing it over there. Are you stunned at his debut season?
I think everyone is. I think he's the one person that had the utmost confidence that he could do what he's doing now on a regular basis. And he's not only having a great year for an Aussie, he's having a great year not only as a rookie, as just an NBA player. He's up there with one of the all-time great seasons from an NBA player. I'm just really excited to get him as part of the national team and the Boomers for 2020 and have him in that squad. I think we're a fair chance to medal and a fair chance to win a gold medal.
Speaking of young kids, is your toddler showing any signs of being able to bounce the ball?
He is actually. I'm not one of those basketballers that pushes him to play basketball. He can do whatever he wants to do and whatever he enjoys doing. But we have a little plastic one in the kitchen, and he's throwing everything he can through it. So that's definitely a positive sign.
And no doubt you'll disown him if he doesn't get any better.
Well, Andrew, welcome home. Congrats, and good to have you back.
I'm really excited to be partnering with Ryan and Michael Andretti. Such a great heritage in this racing team and the Walkinshaw family, and so to partner with Ryan and Michael, I think is 2 powerhouses coming together. And United Autosports is the young kid on the block, but I think the 3 of us are going to make for a competitive racing team.
Well, it started, Zach called me and he said that you need to talk to this guy, Ryan, and he wants to talk to you about supercars. So Ryan called me, and it seemed like we just hit it off right away on the phone. And he said, let me come to the States and we'll talk about, some ideas. And so he came over to our race shop in Indianapolis, and after a half hour, we basically agreed that we're going to do it. And, it was just how we're going to do it was still needed to be worked out, but we agreed right away, and it was because we just hit it off. We were talking the same language.
Ouch. When does contract come to an end? Yeah. You know all those American drivers who were talking about how good they are, how well they do in this series? We should fast track that conversation.
I've got on with Michael really, really well, and you know there's a bit of an age difference there, but it's good from the first meeting. You know, everyone's all sort of reserved and very, very polished and so on, but yeah, now we just give each other shit the whole time, and between me, Zach, and Michael, you know, there's just constant banter between us all as well, and you know, we're building a bit of camaraderie there.
Yeah, I've got to get over and come watch a couple of IndyCar races. I'll do it. What are the big ones you recommend, apart from Indy? Which ones do you recommend other than Indy?
Well, I think Sonoma would be a good one, but that's the last one. But you want to come to one before that.
Yeah, probably.
Long Beach is a good one.
Yeah, Long Beach, perfect. Yeah, I'm sure I'll find something to do there.
Ryan's a very smart kid. You know, for his age, you could tell he's got a lot of experience under him.
It'll be interesting how the temperature changed, because in that last practice, when everyone put the tyres on, the guys who put greens on at the beginning were a lot faster than the guys who put greens on at the end. The track must have heated up a little bit. It's starting to get a bit sticky.
It's going to be a lot slower, I think, this afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, I think together with what he had and with what we're going to bring, we're just going to be a strong team together.
Cars rolling out now in preparation for Armour All qualifying. James Courtney, he's talked about the front of the car being a bit high, and they had a loose steering arm on the car as well. They thought that car was good enough for back end of top 10.
He's on a good one. That'll put him at a 5 if he can.
Courtney up 11 spots.
Third, yes. Nice. That was awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Quickest in that last sector.
Yeah, no, that was good. He got a good lap there. He did well.
Michael's a really, really good guy, really good to work with, proper racer as well, which I just love. And Zach's the same, you know. Zach has got such a pedigree in motorsport, and you know, from not just the racing side, but also from the commercial side. And you know, having two guys who are, you know, not just good businessmen, but good racers in the organisation with myself is, you know, it's a really good opportunity. We've just got to make sure we maximise it.
Today from the Mobile One Boost Mobile Racing team, it's James Courtney.
Michael, you know, he didn't shut up about the fact that his first race in supercars he managed to beat the captain. So and you know, Penske, to his credit, came up to myself and Michael and at the end of the race, and he goes, holy crap, you know, you've been in there for 5 minutes and you're already beating me. So that was pretty funny. And Michael, I think, turned around and said something along the lines of, yeah, get used to it.
It's like I think everybody's really just looking forward to things that are going to be coming, and you just feel like there's more confidence within the garage area, and that's where it all starts. You got to start there, and then it just all starts to snowball.
And through the grass goes McLaughlin. This will be a change for the lead. Pye is now the leader in Melbourne. There's so much at stake. On the cusp of winning his first race. They will go to the line. Absolutely nose to tail. Scott Pye, that is a magician's performance. Well done on the streets of Melbourne.
Good start to the year, so it shows we're headed the right direction, and we've got some tough competitors that we need to raise our game to beat on a weekend by weekend basis. But I think you need to create the best work environment possible, whether that's for race car drivers or mechanics or engine builders, and we believe in the racing team, and hopefully a good start to the season will carry that momentum throughout the whole year.
That's actually your car.
Yeah. I thought you gave me everything when you sold me the car. Obviously not this picture.
No, we kept the picture. Yeah. I can sell you the picture as well if you want. It's another 20K.
Carry on, Mikey.
I've watched it on YouTube 100 times.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was one of the best ends to Bathurst ever. So, and that's the last ever HLT Bathurst winning car as well. So, you take it for a couple of spins, haven't you?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
it's mega. It's mega. Well, the first time I met Ryan was at the Australian Grand Prix, and I bought one of his cars. So one of the first conclusions I came to is he's a tough negotiator, and but has a ton of energy. Really wants to get back to the winning ways, and so I think we've got a lot in common, lots of energy, and he's definitely a workaholic like Michael and I.
So we can play around between Bathurst. Sandown's normally the retro round.
Yeah.
We've got a few ideas on that.
Yeah.
Bathurst is the one which we'll try and see if we can run that wild card,
Yeah.
and get some cruising from you guys and from Andretti.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. One of the big value adds of doing this deal, and one of the reasons I want to have two racing organisations come in, not just a rich bloke with a bunch of money wanted to buy some shares, was we want to create a ladder of progress for people who work here, and for their organisations, if they want to have people, engineers and mechanics who want to go and do something different for a couple of years, go in a different category, we offer those opportunities. Phillip Island's down near Mornington Peninsula in Victoria, so it's about an hour and a half away from here roughly, and the wind can change really dramatically, and you've got like a big main straight with a big swooping right hand turn. Completely change your aerodynamics on the car, so
it's like Zandvoort in Holland.
Yeah,
which
exactly
was right
right.
on the line.
Exactly
The
right.
track will change by a second depending on wind direction.
Exactly. Getting the deal isn't the hard part of the journey. This is just getting the ingredients together. Now we've actually got to go and bake the cake and integrate with the three different organisations into a really finely tuned winning machine, and that's what we've got to get to, and that's the hard bit.